السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. أما بعد. So today inshallah we'll talk about gambling or Maysir, which is the third most important prohibition in Fiqh Muamalat in our financial transaction. Uh, so Maysir or gambling, it is prohibited because of injustice, and this is a way that people always look for shortcut to gain wealth, and it lead to a lot of disputes. So let us see what is Maysir in Sharia. So the definition of Maysir is from Yusr, okay, is and there is another word in Sharia which is called Qimar. Okay, Qimar is means gambling. So the Maisir and Qimar, they are the okay, used in the Arabic word identically to denote games of chance. Okay, Al Quran use the word Maisir and the Hadith use the word Qimar. So Maisir refers to easily available wealth or acquisition of wealth by chance, whether or not it deprives the others right. So Maisir means to gain something without by chance, by luck, without regardless whether it deprives others right or not. Okay, it's just to Maisir means to get everything, anything easily without paying for it, without working for it. Okay, and it is by chance. And qimar means the game of chance. One gains at the cost of other. Okay, one person will gain at the expense of others because the other person will lose that. A person puts his money or a part of his wealth at stake, wherein the amount of money at risk might bring huge sums of money or might be lost or damaged. So this is the essence of qimar. So somebody will put some money, and with that money he will bet, and either he will get a big amount of money or he will lose. So this is qimar. So we can see from this definition there might be differences and similarities between two terms, the maisir and qimar. Okay, so actually qimar is a one type of maisir. So maisir is a broader term. It means any kind of gain, any kind of gain without and working for it, without any equivalent, we call it, without any equivalent compensation. The Arabic word used is called iwad. Okay, means without an equivalent compensation, means we get something without paying for it, without working for it or taking liability against it. But the qimar means, okay, to get money or benefit or usufruct at the cost of others by resorting to chance. So the important factor in qimar is that we gain something at the expense of others. Somebody will lose because we gain, and it relies on chance, on our luck. Okay, so the Sharia criteria for Maisir and Qimar, that what we can say is a qimar. Okay, when any activities, well, when we see these three criteria are there, we can say they are they involve maisir and gambling. The first is the existence of subject matter asset from both sides of the gambler. So when we can see that there is a asset provided by both of the gamblers, okay, and the winner party gains something valuable from the loser. So who is the winner? He will get something from the loser. So that's the second criteria. The third, entitlement of benefit without any compensation. So somebody is gaining, so that he is gaining only by chance, by luck, without paying for it or without working for it. So this is the criterion to judge any activity whether they are Maysir or not. And these are the prohibition of Maysir. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said at the first step, about Maysir. يسألونك عن الخمر والميسر قل فيهما إثم كبير ومنافع للناس وإثمهما أكبر من نفعهما. Means that they ask you about wine and gambling, say that in them is great sin and yet some benefit for people. So there are sin, but there are some benefit, but their sin is greater than their benefit. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is just mildly prohibiting it, that there is good and bad, but the sin is greater than the good. And the second step is clearly prohibition. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu innamal khamru wal maisiru wal ansab wal azlamu rijsum min amali shaitan fajtanibuhu la'allakum tuflihun. So, oh, you believe, okay, indeed, intoxicants is a khamar, gambling, maisir, okay, sacrificing on stone altars, okay, to other than Allah. Okay, this was a practice in Jahiliyyah. Okay, and divining arrows. Okay, to throw arrows to know our luck. Okay, whether something good or bad. Okay, are but defilement from the work of shaitan. So they are that is a deviation work from shaitan. So avoid it that you may be successful. So with this is a clear prohibition, and there is also hadith prohibited qimar. The word qimar used in the hadith is said it is wrong to involve with qimar. So with that, we can know that what is the Maysir is clearly prohibited in the Quran, and we know the wisdom behind this prohibition is because it might be because of to stop uh, people to look for shortcut to get money without working for it. Okay, to create disputes, and there are a lot of other issues in that that people get because they obsess with gambling, betting, and some other activities. So now, one concept is so familiar, which is competition, and we all of us we are involved. Okay, from our childhood, we have been involving with many competitions. So is there any relation between competition and Maisir? Okay, so what is competition? According to Islamic law, competition is a contest between two or more individuals who strive for a goal, either for an award or without an award. So competition is just a group of people, they get together and then they strive to reach a goal, who to be winner. But it may have a award or may not have a award. No, it's not necessary all competition should have a reward. Okay, so sometimes it may was related to Maysir. Some of the competition are not related to Maysir. So this is the type of competition and which are related to Maysir. So if a competition, okay, without so if a competition without a prize, so it will not lead to Maysir. Okay, if there is a competition and in that competition there is a prize and the prize is provided by the third party like a government or any other authority, is the prize is not provided by the competitors themselves, then it is not Maysir. Okay, so sometimes we see many competition schools and some other Al Quran recitation competition. All this usually the prize is provided by other party. So here it is not Maisir. And the competition with the prize provided by one of the competing parties. So if there is a competition and the prize for that competition is provided by only one party, not both or all of the participants. Okay, let's say I say to my friend, okay, let us compete running. If you be the winner, I will give you a prize. Okay, but if he loses, he will not need to give me any prize. Okay, so if the prize is from only one of the competing parties, so then there will be no it will not be my sin. Okay, now the number four, which is my sin, is competition with prize provided by both competing parties. Both or means all the competing parties. So if there are 10, Okay, they compete, and each one of them they put some money, and then they compete. So who will be the winner? He will get the all the money. So that is Maysir. Okay. So if the competition with prize provided by both competing parties or all of the competing parties, then it may lead to Maysir. And these are the Sharia principles. So I think it is very important for us to know the Sharia principle for permissible competition. So many of us, we are involved with different competitions, we organize or we join. So we must remember these Sharia principles for competition. So competition, the first criteria, it should be for a noble and permissible purpose. Okay, if sometimes the competition is for something, bad, something is like beauty competition, for example. What is the purpose? Okay, so we need to see what is the purpose of the competition. The means and environment are lawful. The way we compete, okay, the means, the environment, they are lawful. Okay, it's about, we must follow the Sharia rules in terms of male and females. Okay, does not involve Maysir, of course, and does not harm others. Okay, there are some competitions that harm others, harm animals. Okay, the competition of camels, competition sometimes of certain kind of animals like cock. Okay, so it is very harmful for the animal. Okay, does not reveal the private parts aura. So that's why the pageant competition or the beauty competition should be prohibited. Does not trigger evil desires. Okay, there are some competitions of fashion shows and whatsoever. Okay, so they mm, may trigger, evil desires. Does not distract people from religious duties. So competition should not distract people from religious duties. So the type of competition which covers so long time that people, it will distract people from, let's say, prayer, Jum'ah prayer. Okay, sometimes the football matches or some other games, they are so long, and sometimes they distract people from prayer. So it's uh, okay, so it should be avoided. Now, after is another element, okay, which is quite similar to Maysir, which is risk. Okay, in business we have risk. Okay, in finance we have risk. So, which type of risks are related to Maysir? Okay, so if it is an entrepreneurial risk which is related to business, it is not Maysir. Okay, it's a everyday business, and it it is unnecessary risk. The risk that we our goal is to take high risk so that we can get higher return. Okay, and that risk is unnecessary. Okay, with the hope of unusual type of gain, so that may be prohibited, the risk which is not actually necessary for us to take. Okay, here is a very famous quotation from Ibn Taymiyyah. He said about risk: the risk falls into two categories: commercial risk, one where one would buy a commodity in order to sell it for profit and rely on Allah for that. This risk is necessary for merchants, and although one might occasionally lose, but this is the nature of commerce. The other type of risk is that of gambling, which implies eating wealth for nothing. This is what Allah and His Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam prohibited. So there are two types of risk. One is the business risk, commercial risk, which is necessary, and people need to rely on Allah for that. But another type of risk which is not necessary for business, people just take it, people just bet, okay, to gain extraordinary, extraordinary rewards, which is prohibited in the Sharia. Okay, so then comes to the concept of speculation. Okay, those who are specialized in finance, you know very well what is the speculation. Okay, so it is the practice of engaging in risky financial transactions in an attempt to profit from short-term fluctuations in the market value of a tradable financial instrument rather than attempting to profit from the underlying financial attributes embodied in the instruments such as capital gains, dividends, etc. So speculation usually in financial markets, especially in share markets, it happens when people uh, speculate where they try to buy shares, okay, with a cheaper price and then sell with a higher price, okay, and with a very short period of time. So that is speculation, okay. Is a you let's say buy Monday a pile of gold and Wednesday sell the gold and make a pile of money. So it is in relation to gold. You just buy for and then after some time we sell it. Okay, it is done for a short period of time. Okay, when the share price is lower, immediately we buy, and then a little bit up, immediately we sell. So we get a gain between the changes of the prices. So is this speculation is a form of Maysir? It seems like Maysir. Okay, we just do it very fast, especially in the share market. Is it Maysir? Okay. So the speculation and Maysir may appear to be the same nature as speculators enter the share market hoping for good luck, like in Maysir. So there is a one factor which is similarity that we look for luck, and it depends on the luck. It's a chance. Okay. However, speculation is different from Maysir, as it does not merely depend on luck and gaining at the expense of another's loss, as speculators enter the market with careful consideration as to the factors of movement of the price. So uh, here is the difference. Speculators, they study the market, they study the background of the companies, okay, and speculators not always gain at the expense of others, okay. So it's not or it's not directly that somebody is losing. Maybe the person who is buying it, he will be also the winner, or he will also win, or he will also get profit later on. Okay, so in that's this is why first it is not merely on luck, rather people who buy shares, they study, okay, they choose the carefully choose which is the most which share has will have most potential gain, and then it is not necessarily at the gaining at the expense of other. So scholars do allow, but if still actually there are still differences of opinions. Many scholars, okay, in the other outside of Malaysia, they have disallowed speculation, especially the day trading, where somebody buys share and immediately sells it within a day or within few hours. That is prohibited. Okay, scholars usually recommend to hold a share at least for 3 days. Okay, to just to avoid speculation. For Malaysia, they have allowed it, and Malaysian scholars, they say it is okay if you just buy share now and after some time you sell it. Okay, because for them it is like an asset. You buy and then you sell. Okay, however, other than Malaysia, the scholars, they think that when you buy share, you actually do musharaka, you partner. Your objective is to share profit and loss with the company. So if you just buy and sell, so your objective is diluted. You are not having the objective of musharaka. So, and also it is quite similar to gambling or Maysir, so they have prohibited it. Okay, now we can see Maysir in some contemporary transactions. The first is the lottery, which is very famous. Okay, it's a means of raising money by selling numbered tickets and giving prizes to the holders of numbers drawn at random. So if it is prohibited in the Sharia, even though serving a noble purpose, sometimes the lotteries, they have a noble purpose. They want to raise money for flood victims, for okay, to spend for to cure the sick, okay, or to help the poor. However, the lottery is not allowed. Okay, it is a qimar, because people will buy lottery, they will pay, and then among them only a few will get by chance, okay, by luck, and then those who paid, they will be the loser. So which is okay. However, if we do lottery, which is free, okay, this is we need to be careful. If it there is a we do sometimes we do lucky draw, okay, so those who come earlier in a program or those who can answer, so they will get rewards. So that that kind of like lucky draw, it is allowed in the Sharia where the participants don't have to pay anything, okay. But if the participants have to pay, and then among those participants only a few will get the reward, so that is prohibited in the Sharia. Another one is online forex trading, which is so controversial, and it is so you is people are gaining a lot from this online forex. Some of our brothers and sisters, they are obsessed to have gain from this forex trading. However, the National Fatwa Council have of Malaysia have prohibited it because there is an element of riba, garar, and maisir in online transaction, because mostly in this forex transaction you need to just pay a margin of 5%. You pay 5 ringgit, so you will get like 100 ringgit to trade, and then you just buy and sell so fast. You just gain profit by the movement of the prices. Okay, so which is quite similar to Maysir. Okay, it's just a, yeah, you know, you just gain without spending anything. Okay, and then there is also garar, the and also interest riba, because at the end of the day, if you lose, you have to pay. Okay, if you win, you will get money, but if you lose, you have to pay. And then if you do not pay, the your agent will charge you high interest. Okay, if you late to make payment, so the agent will, okay, even though it is claimed that there are some online forex trading platforms, they are Sharia compliant, but I'm yet to see uh, any okay, any of those platforms that come out with Sharia principle, following the Sharia principles. It is still not clear. Okay, but mostly most of the online forex trading is you just have to pay a margin of 500, let's say 5%. You enter, you play with the transactions, okay, and then at the end of the day, if you lose, you have to pay. Okay, if you win, then you will get back. Okay, so is there is an element of riba and also the garar and maisir. Okay, because garar is that whether you where is the subject matter, because you do not own the subject matter, you are just virtually playing. So at the end, if you lose, then you have to pay, and also it is not sure whether you will be able to pay or not. Okay, so that's why forex trading generally is not allowed. However, there are some forex trading platforms, the agents, they say they are Sharia compliant, but it is not still standardized, or I would say that it is not yet approved by Bank Negara Malaysia. Okay, because we are still not clear on how, on whether they really follow the Sharia or not. Still, there are some doubts. Okay, so that's all on Maisir and Gamis. So this is the third most prohibition of the Sharia. So you have learned about what is Maisir and Kima, two important terms. Okay, and Allah Subhanahu wa Taala has prohibited it, and we have learned the Sharia rulings on competition. Okay, how we can join the competitions, what type of competitions are allowed in the Sharia, what types are not, and we have learned about risk and then also some contemporary practice of Maisir. Okay, so with that, I thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.